Here are 15 of the best Ask Reddit stories for today. I hope you enjoy and remember to subscribe. It really helps us out. We post new videos every day.
Oh, I ordered a lamp from you, but I never got it. You can provide a photo or video proof that you really did not receive them? What do you mean? Please provide photo proof that you did not receive your item. Wife tied me up during lovemaking and searched my phone. Man, I honestly still can't really grasp what happened. We were doing a roleplay for lovemaking and she decided to tie me up to a chair. I was obviously loving everything she was doing till she got up and walked away from me. I was also blindfolded. I started asking where the heck she went and whether she was okay, cause all I could hear was the sound of stuff being moved around. She told me she just remembered to take her medication and that she'd be back with me in a second. I didn't buy it because she only takes her meds in the morning. I tried freeing my hands and it wasn't hard given how bad she is at making knots. I freed my hands and quickly removed the blindfold and caught her with my phone in her hand. I asked what she was doing with my phone and she got quiet. I snatched the phone to take a look. Turns out she was snooping through it. She has been wanting to do it for a while after suspecting something off with my behavior and thought the only way she could take a look was by having me tied up and eyes blindfolded. We had the biggest fight because of it and she began crying, saying I ruined the night and judged her for the gut feeling she had and couldn't control. I don't know, man. I just don't feel like I could trust her after this. Maybe I'll get over it. Should I really? But this is just messed up. Edit to add. I'm 28 and she's 25.
What's your plan if nuclear war breaks out between NATO and Russia? I'm immediately going to stop paying my MasterCard. Being in the suburbs of Washington, D.C., I won't even know when it happens. My family and I will be vaporized instantly. Probably for the best. The survivors are going to be in for some unimaginable hell. Die? I'm not rich enough to own a bunker and not important enough to be invited to one. Not much. I live 2 miles from the Pentagon. Take a road trip to the nearby NATO base. Sit in the grass outside, open a bottle of wine and smoke a few cigarettes. When the explosion comes I want to make sure I'm in the blast radius. There is 100% chance of not suffering. I'm probably going to have to work that day. Tut to myself that we got another fallout before the next Elder Scrolls. Then die horrifically OFC. I'm going to politely, but firmly, ask them both to stop fighting and talk it out.
I broke up with my boyfriend because he told me we can never be equals. I, 34 female, broke up with my boyfriend, 27 male, of 2.5 years because he does not believe in marriage and does not believe we could ever be equals. We were arguing, which we rarely do, and I brought up the fact that after 2.5 years he has never spoken about an engagement or marriage with me. He worships me and constantly praises me and tells me I'm the best, so I thought it would be no doubt we would eventually take that step forward. It was shocking news to me when he told me he never wants to get married. He said marriage only benefits women because they get to take the house and the car in the divorce. He also isn't ready to move in together because he is not financially stable enough to fully provide for me. I told him we make the same amount of money and we could afford it with the 2 incomes. He insisted he has to be mainly responsible for the bills because he has to be head of the household and we cannot be equals because men and women will never be equals. I told him the no marriage thing was a deal breaker, and I also can't imagine my life where my partner does not see me as an equal to them.
You go out with someone who uses Cricket Wireless. What? Damn, talk about a red flag. If it's a deal breaker I understand. You might be the first person I've ever seen who uses Cricket. Like, how does that even happen? Bribery. They offered a t-shirt and Panera gift card. Okay, I understand now. Was gonna mention that I haven't used it yet. Well, we better go spend it then.
What's a dead giveaway that someone is not a good person? Always talking shit about other people when they aren't around. When telling you about issues in their life and everything is everyone else's fault / no accountability. I guess a subtle one is them treating you differently in public versus how they treat you privately. These can both go either way. People who are always trying to manipulate a situation from the smallest things to the bigger issues. It is exhausting to be around them. How someone treats another person based on their job title. Anyone who treats a server, maid, garbage person, etc. like crap is just telling the world how much a piece they are. Treating people well only if they can benefit from them in some way. If they treat you well, but treat random people like shit, they aren't good people. And they'll treat you like shit too if you ever stop being of use to them. If they brag about how they pulled a fast one on other people. As if to say how smart / slick they are and everyone else is stupid.
My husband blamed his cheating on me because of my underwear. We, female 35, male 36, have been married for a little under 2 months, together for 4 years. I loved him very much and I thought he loved me too. Beside the usual quarrel and disagreements about dull and mundane tasks were good, he never complained about anything, never. Our love-making life was amazing and he told me so very often. He even texted me when we're at work all kind of not safe for work stuff that made me blush in my office. Friday I had only one morning meeting, me and my colleagues went for a lunch afterwards and then we decided to go home afterwards. We checked with our supervisor and she said it was fine. I found my husband with another woman in our bed. I started running away in shock and he couldn't really leave the apartment before putting his clothes on, enough time for me to take the elevator alone. He's been calling and texting me all weekend. I'm at my brother's. My brother and my sister-in-law don't know the details, just that my husband was cheating. This morning my husband came knocking. He begged audience and asked my brother to let him speak to me. My brother asked me if I wanted him to kick my husband out, but I told him that now I wasn't in total shock anymore. Maybe I should just hear him out. My brother, sister-in-law and my baby nephew left for a brunch. My husband looked like he has been crying the whole weekend and wanted to hug me. I told him to stay on his side of the kitchen island and not to come nearer or I would scream. He started first with a half apology and later explained why he was cheating on me. I never made effort for him. I'm always wearing comfortable underwear and never the attractive type. That's a turn-off for him. He felt like I didn't really care. I was stunned and didn't understand what he meant. Why didn't you tell me this? Why not try to buy attractive lingerie like many men did to their wives? The more successful I get, the worse it gets between my husband and I. I don't work more. As a matter of fact, I work less, way less. I started a business in my late 20s. It made essentially nothing, so I had to take extra jobs as a waitress, cashier, etc. I worked 12 to 14 hours a day to make ends meet. My husband and I met around that time. He didn't seem bothered by my low income. He made way more and he basically paid for both of us. Still, I worked 12 to 14 hours a day. Then a few years later my business started taking off and soon I didn't need to work extra on evenings and weekends. During the pandemic it blossomed and it changed our life upside down. I now make mid-six figures, 5 times more than hubby. I also work way less and have more time for my children and family. My husband isn't happy about this. He is always fretting and ill-tempered, started distancing himself from me more and more. I kept trying not to change, not to be too proud of or too complacent about my achievements, stay the women he once loved. Our life has improved drastically. We never worry about money or the future anymore. He doesn't have to bear the burden of having to provide for his family all alone. Still, he's very angry, and one night after making love for the first time in ages I told him that I loved and missed him and I cried. As lame as it sounds, he said he wished everything went back to normal and that he missold me. I think I'm losing him, my love, my friend, my comfort, and the best thing that happened to me. Doesn't he know I owe everything to him? I wouldn't be here without him. Who cares who makes what when our whole family is reaping the benefits? Come back to me, please.
Get your girlfriend's attention. Hey, what was that show her dad was telling us about? The time travel one. My ex stopped by my work today. What did she want? She wanted to know what that show your dad was telling us about was called. Guys, I need help. Does anyone have any advice on how to make my dreads look more Cardi-y? I think they look good, but they don't look like Cardi's. Any advice would be appreciated. I've been working on them for weeks.
My husband cheated on me at a work event. We have a 1-year-old daughter. I just found out my husband slept with someone while traveling for a week at a work event. He didn't tell me on his own. Something was eating at me to check his phone. There I found outrageous Google searches. Can someone get pregnant from poop hole lovemaking? I confronted him and he told me the truth. He's 28 years old, not a dummy by any means, is a senior manager at a very well-known company. We are high school sweethearts and just had our first child together 1 year ago. I am completely shattered. He adamantly states this girl was obsessed with him and followed him into his hotel room, where she proceeded to give him head and then they slept together. He also claims he was extremely intoxicated. I'm a stay-at-home mom and feel trapped at this point. I feel like I can't talk to my family or friends, because if I choose to stay with him, they will hate him. He has never done anything like this, that I know of. We have been together for 12 years and married for almost 4. I truly am at a loss for words and don't know where to go from here.
Their father. What? Are you serious right now? We broke up over a year ago. Why did I just find out you still play chess on Messenger with my dad? Stop. Might have lost the queen, but that doesn't mean I have to lose the king.
What was fucking awesome as a kid, but sucks as an adult? My birthday. It's not that I hate it, it's just that I don't care about it anymore. Going to the mall. I used to like browsing stores, but now I just want to get what I need and go. Eating large quantities of candy in a single sitting. Getting mail. I remember every day begging my parents if I got mail. I had pen pals. I got so excited when something came for me. Now I dread going to the mailbox because all that will be there are bills. Spinning in circles. I try to do that now while holding my little one, and I do about 2 spins before I'm lightheaded and dizzy as a drunk. Waking up in another place than you fell asleep. The state fair. Especially now that I have to pay for everything. Getting letters. I wanted to get letters as a child, but now I'm happier when I don't see them. Now it's always someone who wants my money.
Man, you still have the MacBook Pro? Yeah. What's the lowest you'll take? Lowest I'll go is $700. $200? Sure, why not? Okay, where do you want to meet? 101 Main in Burlington in about 10 minutes? Sounds good. Hey, I'm here. Cool, head inside. Into the comedy club? Yeah, then head up on the stage and tell your jokes to somebody else. I just learned I have chlamydia, and likely have for my entire adult life. Throwaway for obvious reasons. After recently getting STI tests for the first time, I, 29 male, have just learned that I tested positive for chlamydia. This immediately led me down the rabbit hole of wondering where I might have gotten it, as I have not been intimately active in about 2 months. After running down the list of likely suspects, I decided to review the symptoms of the STI only to realize that they are all things I've been experiencing on and off for the better part of a decade, all the way back to my cheating ex-girlfriend from college. Somehow I managed to rationalize all of this in my head, like, oh, everyone probably hurts to pee sometimes, or what's that in the toilet bowl? Probably nothing, or why do I have so much I gunk every morning? I should wash my sheets. On top of this, multiple women I have been involved with over the last few years have gotten urinary tract infections. I absolutely do not know how I could be so stupid. Now I'm waiting to get off work so I can make a series of very uncomfortable phone calls, and I have never been more ashamed to be me. I'm excited. How tall are you, BTW? If you don't mind me asking. I am as well. It'll be a good time. No problem at all. I am 6 foot. How tall are you? I'm 5 feet 0 inches. Ha ha ha. That's good. I like taller guys. I'm not really into short guys, so just making sure. So where were you thinking of going for dinner? That seems kind of shallow, no? But who am I to judge, because I'm not really into short girls and like taller girls. I think it's best that we don't go out to dinner anymore. Best of luck on your tall guy search. Are you freaking kidding me?